Let's get into my paycheck. First things first, my name. My name is Mariah. I'm a 31-year-old data engineer living in Cincinnati, Ohio with my parents and trying to be work optional by age 40. And so all that background, my name, my personnel number, the company, the time period is December 1st through December 31st, 2024. Check date is December 20th. Typically we get paid on the 28th of the month, but in December they push it earlier in the month. Just because of all the holidays and bank closures and all of that. My net pay. So it starts out with my net pay, which I kind of like that it's at the top versus maybe some other companies it's at the bottom or like a little box in there. But net pay for this month is $7,300. Normally it's $5,300, but we'll get to that in a bit. Income, 176 hours. How many days is that? Probably 20 something. 176. 22 days. So I'm guessing there are 22 business days in the month. So pay is a little over $11,000 with year to date about $135,000, which is crazy. So in the system, my base pay is about $136K, but there are certain deductions and different stuff that happens that lowers that number. Yeah, year to date, 135. So POI tax amount, we have something called power of use, which are kind of like a monetary kudo within the company. So if you work on a big project that has a lot of visibility, you probably will get some sort of a power review. There are also non-monetary power reviews as well, but typically the monetary ones, I think the lowest is maybe $20 and then 50, 100, 200, and I think it goes up to 1,000 or something like that. So this just means I got a power review and there was tax. I don't know. I really don't know how that works. It's not our compensation, but it is money from the company, which I guess is compensation. But I don't know how that works. Wages, I guess that's the same as my regular base rate. And then the total with the year-to-date number there, which is interesting. This year-to-date number doesn't include the POI tax amount. Again, I don't know how that works. Star Cash Award. Star Cash Award is our company's bonus. Basically, STAR stands for Short-Term Achievement Reward. You can choose to get your STAR as cash or options, and I'll make a video about how I decide between the two. But historically, I've chosen cash, I think every single year. And then health rewards. This is what I was like, oh my goodness. When I was looking through this a couple days ago, I realized something. So we have United Healthcare at my company, and United Healthcare, at least for our company, I don't know if they do this everywhere, but you can get up to $300 back if you do 3 or 4 different health related things. If you get a physical, if you get like a nurse health plan and something else, like if you participate in a fitness challenge, something like that. And I did that the first year that they came out with it, and I was like, I didn't see the money. And I was like, what the heck? So then I did it another year and I again did not see the money. Just now, that was 5 years ago. Just now, 5 years later, I'm realizing they did pay me. And I actually went back through my 2023 and beyond, like older paychecks, and I saw the numbers on there. But I never knew the health rewards. So that means I did one of the 3 or 4 different things this year. But now that I know it paid, because after I was like, I'm not seeing this money, I'm not gonna like pay attention to this. But now that I see the money, I'll actually do all of them so I can get the full $300. And then flex credit. I do not understand this because actually in my personal finance class yesterday, there was something about this of how it's like compensation from the company, but it's towards, you know, benefits, kind of like subsidizing our benefits kind of. But, and usually it's cash in a way, so it is tax. But flex credit, I don't know why they just don't lower the prices on everything. Well, I guess it lets you flex where you put the credit. And then deductions. So 401k, because this is December and I had a sabbatical, I wanted to make sure that I could do my full 401k contributions within 11 months because I took 4 weeks off. At the beginning of the year, I did traditional, and then after like 4 or 5 months, I started doing Roth. And, oh, that's not Roth. Roth. That's not Roth either. Roth. So this total amount is the $2,300 or $23,000 for the 2024 limit. My financial advisor is kind of like, you can do either, she's like 50-50 or just all Roth. And so right now I'm in a tax bracket that is higher than where I anticipate I will retire. And so in my head, I'm like, I should definitely do pre-tax. but Roth is king. So as I have access to Roth right now, yeah, I don't know what I'll do for next year, but I might do like 20% pre-tax, 80% Roth or something similar to that. And then our healthcare. So I'm on the high deductible healthcare plan, and that's $65 per person. I'm one person, so I pay $65. I am curious what other companies' high deductible health plan costs. Also, I should say this is a monthly paycheck, which hopefully you saw from the date. Yeah, it's $65 a month. So I don't know. I think that's average, but I don't know. Maybe that's really good. We are a large company. Being Fortune 50, I would think that would be decently good, but I just don't know. So let me know in the comments below if yours is way higher or way lower than this for high deductible. Dental is $5. I got my dental cleaning today. $5 a month. And then disabilities. I don't understand how this works, honestly, but I was told when I first came in that if you ever get pregnant, maternity leave is under disability, and so you need disability to get it. And so I have it. And it's like really hard to get disability after your first year, paying $1,000 a year for some potential future child, basically. And then pre-tax buy vacation. So I get 18 days of vacation now that I've been with the company for more than 5 years. And so we can have up to 30 days of vacation total, which means I buy 12. So I get 18 from the company, buy 12, so I'm at the max of 30. 12 days, 12 paychecks means I'm paying for about 1 day per paycheck, which means that 1 day of work for me is about $518 of pay that I'm foregoing. So it's in here as a deduction because it's basically unpaid time off. I mean, that's what it is. Legal. So legal is, about $250 a year. I paid for this year so I can write my estate plan. I actually paid for it last year as well, but never actually used it. It just was procrastinating so hard on the estate planning stuff. But this year I was like, I have to use it. So $250 for 2 years. So I'm paying basically $500 for my estate to be written, or estate documents, whatever you call it, to be written, which I think is fine, average. I know some people that I know of that have done it, they paid multiple thousands of dollars, but I think their estate was a lot more complicated than my estate because mine is just investments. And then health savings account. So this is just to max it out. The max for this year, 2024, is $4,150. And I think it stays the same for single people for 2025. But if not, I will have it here. And then Roth 401k kind of spoke to this. But the reason that it's so low for this month is, again, because I wanted to make sure I maxed it out in 11 months. Vision pre-tax, so Vision, $6 a month. And then BYO mobile. So this is bring your own mobile. So on my phone, I have my email and Teams on here. And so because of that, they pay me $40 a month for that, versus I could bring my own, get a phone and have a plan through, I don't know if it's through the company. So there's basically two options. Either you have two phones or you use your phone as BYO, or some people, I think there are some people who don't have Teams or anything on their phone. Yeah, it's a $40 refund, which is pretty nice. Total deductions, $1,000. Again, this is just for this month. Normal months would be closer to $3,000 with all my 401k spend. Taxes, federal, FICA, Medicare, Ohio, Cincinnati. And then I also pay school district, which I don't know if that's normal across all states to pay school district. No idea. But I also pay school district, and then I also pay for the city that I live in. So those are additional, total 3%. For whatever reason, it is so hard to get my company to do those smaller ones. And there's something they say about only doing 2 local, blah, blah, blah. I've tried multiple times. It's really complicated. Some people have told me that they've figured it out, but I'm like, it shouldn't be this hard. So anywho, that's that. Non-cash income, insurance imputed. This is our life insurance, I think. I don't know, honestly. And then power view, non-cash gross up. So I guess non-cash gross up and non-cash taxable. I don't know. I don't know if I got $200 in power view. I know I got at least $200 in power view this year. I don't know what gross up means. Gross up. So maybe it's 200 and they make it up so that you get the 200 actually paid out. I don't know. And then deductions, I just do 0, basically the minimum, because I'm a single person paying single person taxes. And then, yeah, I don't have FSA because I have HSA. So these are all 0. But that's my pay stub. Crazy. Taxable wages. How much did I pay in taxes? Total taxes, almost $37,000. What would be my tax rate? 37 out of 130. Why is it 138? We'll do 138. Cincinnati. 27% plus my city plus school district. So about 30%, which I think that sounds right. Something like that. And then this is a November paycheck where it's actually $5,300, which you've seen from the videos if you've been watching those. And all these numbers pretty much the same besides 401k. 401k, total deductions. Yeah, I don't know what this 307 versus 200 is. Yeah, I thought it would be fun to share what my pay stub looks like. And so let me know in the comments below if you're surprised by anything or your thoughts on my company's benefits or how I do things, or even your thoughts on traditional versus Roth for me as a single woman living with my parents making $135-ish thousand. I would love to hear your thoughts. But otherwise, you made it to the end, which means you should give it a like. Thanks for watching. Bye. I'm editing this video and I talked with a coworker after filming, and this person said that they do not contribute to any of these government accounts, specifically the 401k and IRA. This is the first time I've heard someone be such a strong advocate for not contributing to your 401k or IRA who's not some personal finance scammer person on the internet. And it was interesting. The person explained that the person would prefer to take 80 cents on the dollar and have full control of the money in a brokerage account, both in terms of the investments that you can invest in are more broad in a brokerage account versus 401ks and IRAs typically. And then actually, IRAs should be full access, but 401ks. And then also, that the government, because these are government accounts and government sanctioned accounts, whatever, that the government can say, hey, you can't actually pull your money out at 59 and a half. You know, the government's trying to increase the retirement age with all of their Social Security age limits and whatnot. And so maybe they say, hey, you can't pull the money out of a Roth account until you're 65 or whatever. And so this person also, I should say, is a very much like needs to be in control type person. But this person's also someone who wants to retire early. So anyways, I asked the person's thoughts on Roth versus traditional, and they're like, neither. Which I just did not expect at all. It's just so interesting hearing different people's thoughts on personal finance. Even in my personal finance classes, in the books, they say stuff, and I'm like, that's not a fact. Like, that's an opinion. It's just so interesting. It is very interesting. Or like they'll like give advice, but I'm like, that advice doesn't work for someone who is trying to retire early or was in the military a long time or whatever. But they just say like, oh, everyone should do this, which is what a lot of like personal finance people say is like, contribute to your Roth IRA. But like, if you want to retire early and you want access to those funds before you're 59 and a half, you need to think that's something else. Anyways, it just got me thinking, so I am very curious on your thoughts on Roth versus traditional. Let me know in the comments.